A great friend of mine. His name is Johan Hernandez, and he's actually half Cuban and half Mexican. See that when you talk sometimes, but a lot of people don't notice that sometimes when Latinos talk, it's like, depending where you're from, just like the US, whether you're from Texas or New York, everyone has like a different accent. Like, I know talking to you in Spanish, sometimes he has like you have a Cuban accent.
It's very good.
But yeah, no, sometimes when we're talking in Spanish, you can call me Chico or
Oh, yeah, we just, sometimes it just comes out, we talk like, oye chico, ¿cómo estás? It's like, like, I'm asking how you doing, but we just, we care more, when we talk to our friends,
That's cool. And how did, like, growing up, how would you say your friends or society do they just like view you as good, or do they view you only as Cuban, or is it kind of both?
Kind of both, because I talk to them the same language, just when I talk to my relatives, they look at me because I speak it a little bit faster.
That's cool. That's awesome. Thanks a lot, Johan. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys. Alvin, you actually call yourself Mexicanese, right?
Yeah.
Now, you're half Chinese, half Mexican. Where does that come from in your family?
My mom's from Taiwan, so she's Asian, and my dad, he was actually born in America, but his father was born in Mexico. Okay. So I'm half Asian, half Mexican.
That's cool. And with which community do you feel like with which race do you feel like you kind of distinguish with more?
I feel like I'm closer to the Asian race. I feel like I could communicate better with them, and I could relate more to them.
Okay. And is there a reason why you feel like you're more connected with
the Asian? Yes, because some of my friends, some of them do speak Chinese, and they speak the same level of Chinese that I learned. So I feel like I could communicate with them in English and Chinese, but my other friends who are Mexican, when they speak Spanish, I can't communicate with them.
Since you can't communicate with them, do you still do you feel like you're missing out on?
Yes, sometimes they're joking around about me. I don't even know what they're saying, but they do know English, so they later after they translate what they say to me. So.
How do people perceive you as? Do people perceive you as Mexican, or do they perceive you as Asian, or?
I got mostly people say I'm Chinese, Asian.
And in that case, since you're always perceived as Chinese, how does that make you feel personally?
It does kind of make me feel a little sad because I wish, because I do have, I am half Mexican and half Chinese. I wish people would see more of the Mexican side of me, but I guess I'm just so used to being called Asian.
Andrew's actually half white, half Mexican, and Cynthia is half Ecuadorian, half Mexican. The first question I'm going to ask him is, what's the benefits of being biracial? Andrew?
The benefits of being biracial is basically I claim two different cultures. So if I'm hanging out with my dad's side of the family or visiting my cousins, that's one aspect. But it's a completely different ballgame if I'm with my mom's side of the family down in Mexico. It's just two different cultures. It's really.
How about you, Cynthia? What are the benefits?
And the benefits are that you get the best of both worlds, and you get to learn and have a better view of the way people think. It could be very different when there's two different cultures.
How would you say the community perceives you, Andrew?
Based off my complexion and everything, basically, quote unquote, I'm the white boy. I look like the white boy. Everybody sees me as the white boy. But if I'm with my family, they see me and I'm like the white on the family, but still, it's like they see me as one of their own. I'm considered Hispanic in their eyes, and then most of my friends are Hispanic. In fact, most of them are, and I don't really have to prove myself to them.
Feel about that when people only think you're Mexican? Like, how does that make you feel with your Ecuadorian side?
I feel like it's left out.
Yeah, so when you're showing pride of Ecuadorian, or do you have anything maybe in the house or something that shows that you're Ecuadorian, or?
I think I have from speaking Spanish. Certain slangs I use are Ecuadorian.
Okay, for example, what would you say is an Ecuadorian slang?
Like saying, oh my gosh, instead of saying, ay Dios mío, I'll say, chusa.
It's kind of crazy because that's an indigenous word, right, of Ecuador?
It is.
Just like chachay. Oh, quechua, yeah, quechua, just like chachay or raray. Right? Can you explain to Chayma what chachay or raray is?
Chachay means cold in Quechua, and raray means hot in Quechua.
Who's Latino in your family, and who's white in your family?
My dad's white, my mom's Hispanic. My mom's Mexican.
I knew that. I just had to say that. But how did they meet? Which is kind of interesting.
from the LA area, I mean, we're so diverse. It's such a big blend. I mean, it's really not as crazy as it probably was back in the 50s or 60s. I mean, you're seeing more and more interracial marriages and interracial kids. Like, it's not as taboo as it once was.
Awesome. And I like how you bring that up, and because that's the thing, people will sometimes look at. I feel like people in the past would look at biracial as a taboo, whether even if it was even within their own, or their own race, like whether Hispanics or the white population would be like something with interracial marriage maybe even looked upon as a bad thing. But I feel like you're saying now that it's not really seen as a taboo. So it's pretty beautiful to see how biracial identities are getting more common over time, and especially in the U.S.